Soda is probably one of the secret agents, evil agents of sugar that loads you down. When you actually have overloaded yourself with sugars or carbs, is really a feeling of lethargy or not having as much energy.
Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about an important topic: how to recognize if you're eating too much sugar and carbohydrates. Excessive consumption of sugar and carbs can lead to a host of health problems. Before we dive into the warning signs, a little bit about Dr. William Li, a globally recognized medical doctor and researcher trained at Harvard. He is the founder and president of the Angiogenesis Foundation. His contributions have led to the approval of more than 40 therapeutics and devices by the FDA. In his best-selling books, Eat to Beat Disease and Eat to Beat Diet, he promotes the consumption of whole foods for nutrition. Sugar and carbs are essential parts of our diet, providing energy and supporting bodily functions. However, too much can have adverse effects. Here are the warning signs you need to watch out for.
One of the things that people need to look out for, which is sensed by how you feel as an individual, so everyone's different. When you actually have overloaded yourself with sugars or carbs, is really a feeling of lethargy or not having as much energy, right? And it sounds ironic because sugar gives you energy, right? Anybody knows you drink energy drinks, it's like loaded with sugar and caffeine. You think that it would actually pump you up, but it's really the fact that the aftermath of having too many of an overload of sugar and carbs tends to make you feel tired. A lot of people talk about, the glucose spikes and dips, and that's part of it as well. But I think that there are many other things that can actually occur, especially if you're a serial overloader of sugar and carb.
1. Soda. Soda is loaded with sugar and empty calories, and excessive intake can lead to various health issues.
Doctors, I'm a pretty healthy person, right? I mean, we all have people like that. When you really question them and ask them in detail what they're actually doing, you find out that they're drinking soda. Now, soda is probably one of the secret agents, evil agents of sugar that loads you down, like anywhere from 7 to 9 teaspoons of refined sugar. And I always tell people who are surprised by that, right? You drink a can of your favorite soft drink, the colas, and they're like, I can slug one of those down on a hot day or when I'm really thirsty. Or I remember when I was in medical school, I had classmates that would drink a 6-pack of sodas every single day while they were studying. And this was long before I really I was really researching food as medicine, but it would astound me, right? So think about that. Can of soda having 7 to 9 teaspoons of refined sugar. I always tell people, if I gave you an empty glass in your kitchen and filled it with 7 teaspoons of sugar and just handed it to you to say, down that, people would go, no way, I'm going to do that. So I think soda is a sneaky way that you get actually a lot of an overload of refined sugar.
Soda, being rich in sugar and calories, can lead to weight accumulation, especially in the belly region. This weight increase is frequently linked to the high fructose corn syrup present in numerous sodas. Drinking soda can trigger a surge in your blood sugar levels, which then plummets rapidly, leaving you feeling famished shortly after consumption. This fluctuation in blood sugar can result in overindulgence and heightened cravings for sweet or carb-loaded foods, thereby fostering a pattern of unhealthy eating habits. 2. Ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods are usually high in added sugars, unhealthy fats, and empty calories, contributing significantly to weight gain and obesity. These foods are designed to be hyperpalatable, meaning they're hard to resist and easy to overconsume.
Now, what about the other person who basically, and of course, if you're snacking, the ultra-processed foods often taste good because they add sugar, but also so do, the pastries and cakes and things that people have around, sort of eating nonchalantly without realizing they're getting this sugar in.
The overconsumption of calories from highly processed foods can disrupt your energy balance, leading to weight gain and a heightened risk of diseases related to obesity, such as diabetes and heart disease. Ultra-processed foods can be habit-forming. Their blend of sugar, fat, and salt stimulates the brain's pleasure centers, akin to addictive substances. This can initiate a cycle of compulsive eating and reliance. 3. Eating a lot of fruits. Fruits, brimming with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber, are a crucial component of a well-rounded diet. However, as with any food, balance is vital. It's also important to take into account the natural sugars present in fruits. While these sugars are healthier than added ones, eating fruits in large amounts can still affect your blood sugar levels, particularly for those with insulin resistance or diabetes.
Now, there is an alternative culprit, frankly, where people who overdo things, right? So here's the athlete, right? The marathoner who basically said, no, listen, I'm really healthy. Let me tell you, I've got like 0% body fat and I eat fruits and vegetables. I'm like, Mr. Plant-based. But then you find out that they're somebody who does extreme things. So they'll sit down and they will actually eat 10 oranges a day, or they will, have, a bucket of blueberries. And yes, I think the other extreme is that you can actually get a lot of sugar by eating a lot of fruits that actually contain that sugar. So although, I think that this is where I try to get people to understand that fruits are a safe route to get sugars because you get so many other good things with them. Your body does need sugar, but like everything else, moderation is the key. You can have too much of something that's good and tip over at the point where you're actually getting a little too much of it. So those are some of the sneaks, I would actually say.
Fruits that have a high glycemic index, such as grapes and watermelon, can lead to quicker surges in blood sugar levels. It's recommended for individuals with blood sugar issues to concentrate on fruits with a lower glycemic index like berries, apples, and pears. Overconsumption of fruit can occasionally result in digestive problems. While the high fiber content is advantageous, it can induce bloating and discomfort in the digestive tract if consumed in large quantities, particularly for those unaccustomed to a diet rich in fiber. Keep in mind, while fruits are exceptionally nutritious, they should be incorporated into a balanced diet that also includes vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. By integrating a diverse array of food groups, you can guarantee that you're obtaining a wide spectrum of nutrients essential for peak health. 4. Eating all the time. Eating frequently can interfere with your body's natural cycles and result in a range of health problems. Constant eating, particularly of foods rich in refined carbohydrates and sugars, can cause your blood sugar levels to fluctuate dramatically throughout the day. This erratic pattern can eventually lead to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a precursor to type 2 diabetes and can cause fatigue, increased hunger, and difficulty concentrating. To avoid this, focus on eating balanced meals with a mix of proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates.
Or, the person for carbs, somebody who's a real pasta lover, right? And by the way, you see this in people who work in restaurants, especially people who work in the kitchen. They make these incredible dishes, and all of a sudden you measure their blood pressure is really high, and their blood sugars are really high, and they're like, well, I don't even have time to eat. I don't know what you're talking about. I go to the gym, and you find out that they're eating, pasta and salted restaurant food all the time. So I think that's another place that it's very sneaky to get carbs and sugar in is if you eat out all the time. Busy people who are traveling that don't have the luxury of being able to plan everything, mindfully. Sometimes they're just downing whatever they can, and that's another sneaky source of getting too many sugars and carbs.
Eating frequently, especially when it involves high-calorie snacks, can result in unintentional weight gain. When you eat more often, you're likely to consume more calories than your body requires, which are then stored as fat. Constant eating can also upset your hormonal equilibrium. Hormones such as ghrelin and leptin, which control feelings of hunger and fullness, can become unbalanced, making it more difficult for you to discern when you're genuinely hungry or satisfied. Tolerance, practicing mindful eating, paying full attention to the eating experience, and recognizing your body's hunger and fullness signals can help you develop a healthier relationship with food. This involves eating slowly, savoring each bite, and avoiding distractions like TV or smartphones during meals. These are merely a handful of indicators that you might be overindulging in sugar and carbohydrates. If you're noticing any of these signs, it might be worthwhile to reassess your diet and opt for healthier alternatives. Cutting down on your consumption of refined sugars and carbs can yield significant improvements in your overall health and wellness. Thank you for joining today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, take care of your health.